The Leader of the Opposition.
Mr President, on behalf of the Labor opposition, I rise to support the statement made by the Leader of the Government and to record the opposition's condolences for those affected by the tragic events in Brussels. As the Minister said, at least 14 people were killed in the airport blast, while we understand 20 people have died in the metro attack. That's at least 34 people dead and a couple of hundred seriously injured. Yesterday's violence, like all acts of terror, were perpetrated against innocent people going about their everyday lives. Those lost were waiting for a train or waiting to board a plane with the anticipation and excitement this usually brings. Many were simply looking forward to their Easter holidays. No one expected to be confronted with chaos, injury and death, and no one deserved to have their lives interrupted by these violent and cowardly acts. Mr President, the French President said that these terrorists had struck Brussels, but it was Europe that was targeted and all the world that is concerned. Of course, Brussels is the headquarters of both the European Union and, of course, the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation, the key Western military alliance. Yesterday's attack reminded us that terrorism is an evil that impacts on the lives of all of us. ISIS, or Islamic State as it is variously known, has claimed responsibility for these attacks, just 4 days after the Brussels police captured the surviving prime suspect in the attacks on Paris, which killed 130 people in November. While we mourn for those in Brussels, we should also remember those lost in terrorism in recent months outside Western Europe, as the Leader of the Government indicated. As I indicated in this place on the 19th of November last year, we must ensure that we don't fall into the trap of creating the perception that the West is only concerned with itself. Since the attacks in Paris, there have been hundreds of terrorist attacks and many have gone unnoticed. And I think in particular of those who've lost their lives in recent weeks in Turkey. This year, 79 lives have been lost in Istanbul and Ankara. Those who have lost their lives to terrorism in Turkey and elsewhere should be remembered with equal gravity, equal care and equal concern. We must respond with common purpose for the common good to these terrible events. We must honour the memory of those lost to such acts by neither forgetting our collective values nor our common humanity. We must recognise the impact of terrorism wherever it occurs and be resolute in our efforts to combat it wherever it seeks to take root.